It's time to play some stuff!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Play Some Stuff, World of Warcraft Warlords of Draenor's lovely presentation this evening of the relaxing holiday fireplace. Crank up your favorite holiday tunes, look at the nice fire, and why is the camera shaking? Oh, not again. No, seriously? Hey, big tree dude, stop ruining my gaming commentary. I'm so sorry I helped you out in Gorgrond. Yeah, Fee, fi, fo, fum. Get away from my garrison, you... Don't make me get out the flamethrower. Yeah, so, now that the intro has been thoroughly ruined by Mr. Burgess over there, we're back to Mr. Goodmain once again in the garrison with the lead pipe. Actually, no, this isn't Clue. Who am I kidding? Alright, enough with the bad jokes. So, closure is the name of the game when it comes to these WoW commentaries, because Guild Wars 2 Heart of Thorns comes out in less than 2 weeks. So it's time to start wrapping up the discussions that I wanted to have and the WoW commentaries that I wanted to make, beginning with closing down and finishing things up with the Flightgate of Draenor discussion. And it would be no less fitting to start this video off with the clip of Mr. Goodmain unlocking flight for every character on this account. So, let's roll that beautiful flight footage. Okay, that's that with that. Now I guess we can put the music back on, as well as the UI as well, and get back to our discussion video here. So, Draenor Pathfinder wasn't that big of a deal to get, although unfortunately it felt like more of the same when it comes to just the time-throttled gameplay and the stuff that people have been criticizing this expansion for. So we look at what's actually involved in this stuff. Hey, all the Darkmoon stuff from before. Let's see. I believe it's under Exploration. Draenor, Pathfinder. There it is. So first you have to explore the whole map, which isn't hard to do. Securing Draenor is Apexis dailies, which has caused a lot of controversy lately because Assault on the Pit is actually a group quest, although it is possible to cheese the group quest. Let's go back to Exploration for Draenor. What's also an issue is Lore Master, which is complete all the story quests in the zones. Master Treasure Hunter. So these three, I should say, aren't that big of a deal. Securing Draenor has one major issue with it, and then there's Tanan Diplomat. Earn revered reputation with all three of the factions in Tanan Jungle. The Apexis Daily. The simple Apexis Daily part of Draenor Pathfinder, which was unnecessarily long as far as I'm concerned. First, let's go up to the pit in Gorgrond and talk about what's been getting people ticked off. First off, it's something that doesn't pop up all the time when you go to select your Apexis Dailies in your garrison. And when it does, it's a little bit tricky sometimes. So the pit, despite being a group quest, is pretty cheesable if you have a lot of patience and don't mind camping out on the cliffside like this. Basically what you do is get to the point where you can basically take out an elite, or solo an elite, with about 500,000 health, and then find a way to do it. Easier for tanks than other types of characters, or you could cheese it by constantly attacking these Iron Tusk Tramplers. Because the elephants or the pack animals or whatever they are, the Alex or whatever, are notably less complex with their special attacks than any of the orcs are. But you do that, eventually you slowly but surely get your way up to 100%, maybe you bore yourself to death in the process. Point being, one mandatory group quest out of all the Apexis dailies makes no sense whatsoever. and is something that neither myself nor a lot of players are very thrilled about. Next up, Tanan Jungle, where the bulk of the controversy has taken place regarding flying and earning the flying achievement. Now, Blizzard said that it would take about 3 weeks to unlock flying, and I unlocked flying in about 3 weeks. It took a little longer because I took a couple of days off, but yep, there we go. There's the problem right there. Now notice how this person doing the daily quest just took off in a Mimiron's head and just flew to the next mob. That's really kind of getting ahead of what I want to talk about here. Yep, let's just take a look here, and yep. So, it took me about 3 weeks to unlock flying, give or take, but if you haven't unlocked flying by now, it's all uphill from here. Because as we're seeing with this person doing the daily quests, you're going to constantly have people on flying mounts who are leveling alts beating you to the mobs. So, it's going to be hard as heck to even get the Apexis dailies done. Never mind enough Apexis dailies in order to get to Revered in a decent amount of time. You're going to have to play on smaller servers during off hours, and I don't even want to know what this is like on the larger servers like Storm Rage and Area 52. This is Terralion, medium pop. Who knows what the high pops are like? This guy's probably like, what are you watching me doing my dailies for? Are you that bored? Nope, just recording a YouTube video. But if you can imagine yourself on a ground mount trying to go from mob to mob or objective to objective with someone on a flying mount constantly beating you to everything, I mean, this is something I haven't seen since Burning Crusade, when people with like eBay gold or something like that, or gold buyers, were the first to get the epic flyers and were flying around all over the place. Hey, look, you don't need to take taxi services anymore. So, actually, let's just do first-person view. Heck, maybe we can do enough of this to have like a pastiche of WoW Krendor's flying around videos. Actually, no, we need to know where the heck we're going. But at this point, if you haven't unlocked flying, it's an uphill battle to unlock it, because you're going to go to zones like, this is the ruins of Cranach. There's also the Temple of Shinar down on the other side of the Path of Glory, or whatever it's called. Yeah, who cares about the Blood Moon? Rare. And of course, people on the flying mounts are going to zip over to them before you have a chance to, without having to fight ads, and they're going to get 15% on your Apexis meter, on their Apexis meters, while you're stuck getting 1% at a time, and it just gets bad. Especially with these areas that are really close together. You'll see people just zipping past you over your head to all the mobs, while you can't get a kill in edgewise, and yeah, so it was just starting to get bad, and this is a medium pop server, so I might have caught a break, but it was just starting to get bad when I finished up my grind. And you know what the problem is? There doesn't even need to be a grind to get to Revered here. The previous Apexis daily thing just said, do all the Apexis dailies once, and then you're all set. And of course there was the problem with the group quest as well. But oh, we need some better scenery, man. Get out of this marsh. This marsh is terrible. Then again, we need a better expansion. Never mind better scenery. Ooh, green stuff. Channeling Burning Crusade, are we? Oh, wait, Legion does that too. So, yeah. You'll try to get flying at this point, and people will just be zipping by over your head, gearing up their alts, while you haven't even unlocked your main yet. Doesn't that sound like fun? Gee, I wonder why the sub numbers dropped so much this go-round. We're waiting on the latest quarterly results. Everything closed out at the end of September, so I don't know when the earnings call is going to be. We'll see what they're down to now, or maybe if the Legion hype train is bringing some people back. But ultimately, as far as flying goes, this Tanan Jungle grind is probably the worst. Because besides this, you also have Saber Stalker rep, which you don't even have to kill Saber Stalkers to get. This is what Heel vs. Babyface forgot, or didn't bother to find out, is that there's a quest where you just go kill animals like river beasts in Tanan Jungle and collect their teeth, and get like 100 teeth every week to get some Saber Stalker rep. Or 100 teeth a day? I don't know, I haven't done the quest in a while. But that's the thing. It's content that just goes away. Once you're done with it, you never want to do it ever again, And it's difficult stuff if you're not already geared up. Fortunately, this late in the expansion, you can cheese it with some LFR or do your regular Apexis dailies out of your garrison, and then every 5,000 Apexis crystals, buy a piece of baleful gear to bring yourself up to item level 650, and then you'll be able to go around fighting stuff in this jungle without too much of an issue. Which means, of course, that your grind to unlock flying will be made even longer because you're not even going to be able to start it! See what I mean? It's this time-delayed gameplay, these overt retention mechanics. This is what people have been complaining about, and this is what people have been unsubscribing over. This is why the sub numbers have dropped the way that they have, because it's stupid stuff like this. And don't forget, there doesn't need to be an Apexis rep grind in this section. They could have done like before. Oh yeah, just do all the dailies at least once. So, you spend some time, or maybe a week or so, or maybe, because you have one artillery barrage, let's see if we can get away from that. Or maybe, because the way the Apexis dailies work is that you do one, and then you go back and you just do 2 others of your own choice. Maybe the first one you do every day counts towards the achievement, but not the bonus ones. So, they could have done this a lot better. But instead, it's more of the same. It's more of the same. It's just them continuing to do the same stuff and then wonder why people keep leaving. So here's the ruins of the Dark Portal from the opening experience in Tanan Jungle. And, well, I guess it quite nicely represents a visual representation of what exactly this expansion has become. Ruins. They had so much potential here. And you know what the sad part is? Because one of the outdated MMO mechanics is content becoming obsolete, I gotta roast that one of these days. Here is all of pre-destruction Draenor that's gonna go to waste now. They didn't get to do anything with the Zanger Sea, which is what eventually became Zanger Marsh. No Farallon. Not learning where the Laughing Skull orcs came from. Not learning anything about that type of stuff. There's just so much, and this is an entire continent now that's gonna rot after the expansion ends, just like all the other ones. Now here's the problem. There's Northrend. Let's go to Outland, which I still go to from time to time. Yeah, Netherstorm. What was Netherstorm before it became Netherstorm? It's just... And you think, what are they going to do when they start running out of places to have this game in? What's the deal here? Now, Guild Wars 2 doesn't do this. They change their world as it goes. While we're on the subject of obsolete content, let's go back to where this Warlords of Draenor thing started, all the way back in the beginning. I'm not even talking about Shadowmoon Valley or Frostfire Ridge. I'm talking the Blasted Lands. Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, remember this? Remember when we were excited about the new expansion? Remember when we were excited about war coming back to Warcraft? Oh look, it's big huge orcs. Remember when these Iron March level 90 grunts were somewhat difficult to deal with unless you had good gear from Mists of Pandaria? Remember when you did all these quests and you're like, oh yeah, these are the Iron Horde. It's a very, very intimidating enemy. We're going to have some interesting adventures when we can finally unlock Draenor. Then you come over to the Dark Portal, which turned red. And you saw all these lore characters, including some that are now dead after you finish the main quest. Yay for Warcraft time warps. And he's like, wow, I wish I could kill those elites. It must be really hard to kill those elites. You know, and go into the Dark Portal and stuff. But here's the thing. You know, folks have talked about revamping Outland. And, oh no, what if some people actually like the Burning Crusade content? What if people actually like the questing experience in Burning Crusade and want to go back and do it? Well, you know what? Blizzard already has the technology to move parts of their world forward and not turn them into the mess that we're in right now. You know what it is? It should be right over here, probably at the very, very entrance to the zone. Oh yeah, WoW veterans already know what I'm talking about. Somewhere, I believe, around here. Yes. There we go.
You need something?
One of the Bronze Dragonflight Keepers of Time type folks who let you switch back to the old Blasted Lands. Yeah, let's just travel back in time. Show me what it was like in this day and age. Now, I'm not saying that there needs to be a difference, a World of Warcraft answer to Chrono Trigger, but it's fun to come back here. And they also did this with Theramore's destruction too, because they knew people would be like, "Oh no, Theramore!" So you can go back, and of course you do your achievements, your old quests and stuff. And in this case, you can see the blasted lands when the Dark Portal was still green. Although unfortunately, they haven't fixed the Dark Portal to work with whatever setting you have. So if you have time traveling turned on, you can come through it to Outland and whatnot. But there we are, prior to the Iron Horde invasion. Now imagine if they did stuff like this in Outland or Northrend or anywhere else in the game and put in some new things to do over there, some new stories. Oh, and it brought the lore forward or closed some of the stupid time issues that this game has right now. Like if you roll a Death Knight, for example, levels 55 to nearly 60, you're in Lich King content, but then you have to go off to Outland for no reason whatsoever. People have been making fun of that since Lich King launched. Oh yeah, big powerful Death Knight, but now I get to go to Outland and get armor that makes me look like a clown. Seriously. Blizzard has the technology to do better with this game. The question is, when are they going to do that? Or would it hurt their egos too much that Guild Wars 2 beat them to the punch on some things like that? Oh, wait a minute, no! In the case of the Bronze Dragonflight lady over there, if I can say anything correctly after this ranting, they don't have that for Keswick's Hills in Guild Wars 2, which got wrecked by Scarlet and the folks in the Flame and Frost and the last round of Living World Story. So this is potential that Blizzard could do something with. And maybe when they start getting desperate, really desperate, for new land masses to base these adventures on, because the Lost Isles is kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel, maybe they can put something in where if you want to go back and see the old stuff or go back in time or live in the past quite literally, you see some Bronze Dragonflight person, have them revert the zone. They could also potentially do that to bring back the old quest chains from before the Cataclysm. Hey, wouldn't it be nice to go back to Northern and Southern Barrens being one zone, just for nostalgia's sake, bring back old-fashioned Barrens chat or something, but hey, they've got it here, they have it with Theramore, they can put it in more places too. They have the technology, they can rebuild it. So, it's quite a pity. I would like to eventually see them do that in Draenor when they actually want to get around to not having a rush job expansion that essentially throws away an entire landmass that people care about. I mean, who wouldn't want to see Outland before it was out? Matter of fact, we're in the past right now. Let's just go to Outland. Let's see if the Dark Portal, now that it's green, will send me to Outland. Just to wrap this up, as if this discussion hasn't gotten weird enough as it is. But that's the thing with Flightgate of Draenor. Okay, cool, Burning Crusade. I'll go to the other Hellfire, well, no, the other Tanan jungle, also known as Hellfire Peninsula. Memories, man. Coming in here with just a regular ground mount, never even got a charger. Went back and did the quest later to get a faster ground mount. But for the most part, I went through most of Outland on the Warhorse. Things were more expensive back then, and yeah, so Outland has probably the worst questing in the entire game right now in terms of how much things have gotten better since Burning Crusade. And people have been saying we should modernize it, make it better, make it more interesting. Folks like, no, I actually liked it. Let's not change what works, da-da-da. Well, those Bronze Dragonflight folks could make this happen. Blizzard has the technology. Question is, are they going to use it? But enough of that stuff. Let's land at the inn, and let's call it a video here. So as far as Flightgate of Draenor goes, how fitting we talk about stuff that we haven't seen since Burning Crusade. And now here we are in Burning Crusade, in a Burning Crusade inn. And it sounds like nobody's doing the quest where you go upstairs. Erator the Redeemer, yay! Haven't seen him in a while.
Till next
I think that's supposed to be, I think that's Terrallion's son or something like that. So yeah, take the focus off of him. So yeah, Blizzard has the technology. Question is, are they going to use it? That's really what the question is here. Hopefully we don't have a Flightgate of Legion the way we've had a Flightgate of Draenor, because quite frankly, one Flightgate is more than enough. And considering what has happened to the subscription numbers, I don't think Blizzard wants to risk it with another one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Till next time, this is MultimediaJay signing off. Thanks for stopping by. A proper flying mount instead of that flying disc thing. Go Engineers! Game on, folks. Game on.